audible. We can't audible, bro. Bro, we can't talk. Okay. Rodgers Watch, Chapter 108. On this episode, Rodgers kicks around staying with the Packers and dips his toe into the landscaping business, saying, quote, all other ideas about trade and whatnot, that's all conjecture. Before I even decide what I want to do. What's the old adage that people want to say? Oh, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. As I always say, the grass is green where you water it. Oh, great.
Wow.
Brew, we'll start with you. Is this a good or bad idea for Rodgers to stay in Green Bay?
I think it's a good idea. I'm not saying if he's traded and he goes to the Raiders or somewhere that it's a disaster, but he's comfortable in Green Bay, and I mean with the offense. Matt LaFleur is I think, a good coach. He's got a running game. He's got a defense that proved to be pretty good at the end of the season. The young receivers, Watson and Dobbs, they're kind of coming into their own. You're in a weak division. Man, stay in the NFC. I mean, you want to go to the AFC, even if you're on a good team, you still don't have a great chance of getting out of there. So I actually think, Greg, that if they'll have him, if they want him, then that is a good move for Rodgers to stay.
There we go, if they want him. I think it's a bad idea. I do.
I agree.
I think it's a bad idea for a couple of reasons. Like, I don't.
This is on him, not their from their side.
I don't think they have a Super Bowl contending roster. I just don't. Like, they might be able to get into the playoffs. I don't think they're going to do anything with the 49ers, with the teams that we currently see representing the NFC. They're not going to contend with those guys just because you have Aaron Rodgers. And that's been the expectation this year. We thought that they were going to be a playoff team, possibly contend for a Super Bowl. That didn't happen. They didn't even make the playoffs. So it's like the Band-Aid is like you're wounded. Just rip it on off and let Jordan Love just jump in. I'm not saying
I get it from Green Bay, but I'm saying where is he going that he's got a better I get it. I agree. They don't have
no
a great
chance of winning a Super Bowl in Green Bay.
So
None. So that
winning it, but okay.
yeah, but that's what
where's he going? Where's he going that he's got a legit chance to win?
I mean, right now, honestly, I don't think anywhere because I don't think he's very good anymore.
There you go.
But so a few things here. One is on Green Bay side, you know what would make this decision a lot easier? They had like 4 or 5 weeks of Jordan Love film to look at. But that's neither here nor there. So we tried to tell him. Someone tried to tell him.
You played to win the game. They were this close.
But instead, they came this close to what? Getting their teeth kicked in round one by the Niners. Good for them.
So was the Carolina.
I like you trying.
So here's the thing. Because when it comes to Brady or Rodgers, and I know we're talking about Brady in a bit, I don't care about winnable divisions. Because that's not their goal. And you can say, well, but then you sneak into the playoffs and see what happens. Well, with Brady, we just saw that happen. Yep. And with Rodgers, you don't even have but gets way better come the playoffs. True. Sneak in, and then you get playoff Aaron Rodgers. You don't want. The last few years, that has not been a good thing. And so I think for Aaron, yes, if San Francisco wanted him, of course, Brock Purdy might win a Super Bowl there. Of course, he could win a Super Bowl there. I do think that the Raiders would be interesting, as Greg talked about yesterday. And I do think that Tennessee would be interesting because of the run game and Vrabel and what they can do potentially defensively. But they're not winning a Super Bowl. The only way Rodgers, with his cap hit, is winning a Super Bowl anywhere is if he plays like a guy who should have that type of cap hit. And I don't think he's capable of it anymore. From the Packers' perspective, Wilds, if you can get a team to give you one, forget 2 as was reported, one first-round pick for Aaron Rodgers, you must make that trade. You absolutely
no team should give that up, though, because I think the other
team will give up a one.
I think they will partially say, we're taking on this big contract from you.
Sure.
We're helping you out. So I would bargain like that. I'm not giving you a first.
Greg, he's owed $59. Excuse me, I was $10 million off. $59.5 million guaranteed.
And that's not the cap hit, but that's the cap.
But that's his money that he would get. And we're still flirting with retiring. Am I wrong to say that is all just nonsense? That obviously he's going to play if he's owed $59.5
Who's flirting with retirement?
No, Aaron won't definitively say.
You don't even think he's flirting with
No, man, he's not retiring. He's not. I'm not going to even entertain that. He's not retiring.
I wasn't entertaining it either.
No, me neither. And contrary to what Aaron thinks, this segment was not brought to you by Pfizer or Big Pharma, as he alleged to Pat McAfee. Right. I mean, it just wasn't. I mean,
Odd destination for Brady floated. Mike Florio saying perhaps a reunion with the state of Michigan on the board. Wouldn't that be something? Tom Brady back in Michigan. With a Lions team that finished 2022 strong. Lions team with an impressive nucleus of talented players. And while he's 46, if the Lions want to finally make an appearance in the Super Bowl and possibly even win it, Brady could give them a better chance to do it than Goff. Hey? It's something.
Look, I like it under these circumstances.
Really?
Well, no, I'm not saying ultimately because I don't think this can work. They got the 6th pick in the draft, right? If they could somehow get either Bryce Young, who'll probably go first, or C.J. Stroud, and with the 6th pick, and then have them learn for a year under Brady, that would be great. All right, I would do that.
Like a tutor?
But
Why would Brady want that? If he's going there, wouldn't he want them to draft a playmaker, draft a defensive player,
they
draft
got
someone
some
to help
playmakers. No, because Brady's for 1 year, and I think he would be great for one of these young guys to learn under. But I don't think they're going to be able to get one of those two with the 6th pick because I think there's several teams in front of them that could use a quarterback. So I think in that case, I go with Goff. Goff was 29 touchdowns, 7 interceptions this season. Goff played well. He had a 99 passer rating.
Wait, hold on. Can I
So
jump
I'm
in
going
real
with
quick?
Jared Goff. He's been to a Super Bowl.
Because Wiles just did under his breath facts.
He's good.
Are you a New England Patriot fan who desperately wants Tom Brady back with your team, even though you're the only Mac Jones fans there is?
Am I really?
Do you think Jared Goff's better than Tom Brady?
I think Jared Goff has been disrespected
Very
at a
much
historical level. That everybody just wants to take shots at Jared Goff when they're a few calls away from going to the playoffs. 6th in yards, tied for 5th in touchdowns. He only threw 7 interceptions. In QBR, it's 5th. I thought it was pretty good for Jared Goff. And you're going to be like, he has small hands. And it's like, he's the Lions. Jared Goff got shipped away from Matthew Stafford, and everyone laughed at him, and he came out and played awesome. And I think he deserves some respect.
Okay, hold on. Just real quick before you go, Greg.
Facts.
Wait a minute, though. I want to pin you down, though, on this.
He deserves respect.
That's not the question?
Tom Brady's not going to Detroit.
That's not the question either. Do you think next year, if you could have either quarterback, who do you think's better?
I'm just saying that Jared Goff deserves respect, Greg.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
He does deserve respect, and I'm not. I hate it. I hate the idea.
Thank you.
Let Detroit live and breathe. Look, this idea that before I even go in like this, because Tom Brady he's going to be a member of our family, our Fox family at some point. Yeah. Respectfully as a family member, I feel like I should be a truth teller.
Yeah.
I need to tell you.
Sure.
Like, you're not coming to save the day for Detroit. Like that. This idea that just because a team gets Tom Brady, automatically they're a Super Bowl team. Like, things have to be perfect. Yeah. It just so happened it worked out in Tampa Bay, and now all of a sudden we think wherever Tom Brady goes, he's going to win a Super Bowl.
That was 3 years ago.
Right. Exactly.
Like 3 years ago.
Like what Detroit has done. Respect what they are doing. They've built that team organically. Dan Campbell has something special. I don't think that would almost undermine Dan Campbell and what he's been able to do.
I agree with you. And Wilds, I think, thinks that I was trying I think you think that I was trying to set you up.
You were.
I was trying to get Wilds to say he thinks Goff is better than Brady,
Right.
so I could then say I agree with you.
Oh, wow.
And I have been a Jared Goff critic. I don't like small quarterbacks, and I don't like small-handed quarterbacks. You can call me biased. It's true. It's why Kyler's been check, both of them, no good. However, Jared Goff has shown you repeatedly throughout his career that there is a circumstance in which he can be very effective.
Yes.
If he is one of the worst quarterbacks I've seen when pressured. He just can't deal with it. But if he's protected, he can be effective, and in perfect weather conditions, he can be effective. Well, he's in a dome, and I know it's the NFC North, so you have to go to Chicago and Green Bay, but Minnesota's in a dome, and Detroit's obviously in a dome, and they are built, Dan Campbell's biting kneecaps and building offensive lines.
There you go.
And so I do not think next season Brady will be better than Goff. So that's it. First of all, I can't envision Tom Brady finishing his career line. No disrespect to our friends in Detroit. It just doesn't seem realistic to me. But I also think if you're the Lions, it's not an upgrade. Yeah. It is not an obvious, clear upgrade. So I was actually trying to, if you said yes, I was going to give you a fist bump.
I know, but you're trying to.